Not one to be real preachy. I think of every point that I talked to you about, you could do just the opposite and still be successful. I'm giving you information that I know that hopefully will help you. But if you decide to go exactly the opposite way, rock on. If it works, right? But I do think this is the only video that there are two must-haves. There are two things that are just you can't get beyond. And so this is my one chance to be preachy and say, don't do this. All right? So there's two things that no speaker should ever do. One of those is to arrive late, and the other one is to go long. I saw it the other day. We were in presentation. It was a full day's worth of meetings, and the 11:30 person didn't show up until well after 12 o'clock. And it was a disaster. The entire day was destroyed by this person being late. They tried to move things around, but other people's schedules were a disaster. She ended up having to condense her stuff and didn't answer any questions, and we were all confused about what was going on. The person that came on later was confused because they didn't get the entire time that they thought they would get to speak. It's a mess. Things happen. Yes, I understand. The traffic and there's other things, but you've got a cell phone. Get to your place early. Get plenty of time for you to have a hard time getting through traffic. Your event planner will absolutely have a heart attack if they haven't heard from you and it's getting close to the time. So nowadays, most of the best speakers that I know will get to the event hours before they need to. They may even get there the day before because they just don't trust the airlines getting there on time. So that's number one. Get there on time. You really should be in, depending on what it is, you should probably be in the audience for an hour before you present. Get there on time. There's very little excuse for it. I know you would not be brought back if you got there late. Number two thing is to go long. It's amazing to me. You know what amount of time you're supposed to speak. There are clocks everywhere on the walls. Who would possibly go long? You know what? It's the same thing. It blows up your entire day when you go long. If you go long, then the next person has to go short, or they've got to restructure some things, or some things that are supposed to happen at this time. It's a disaster. I saw this, and I saw somebody who was going to be followed up by the CEO. So as soon as he sat down, the CEO was going to get up and speak. And he talked, and he talked, and he talked. And his 45-minute presentation was like an hour and 15. And eventually the CEO just stood up and took the microphone from him because apparently he was going to talk until somebody did something. And that's also a way to guarantee that you will not be asked back. Two things. Don't arrive late and don't go long. Hit your time. You should be able to do it. Hit your time. And if you have to, finish a little early. If you've got 30 minutes and you finish in 20, no one's going to have a heart attack. But if you've got 30 minutes and you go an hour, it's a disaster. So this will be the only time that I'm going to be preachy. The rest of the time, you do what you want. But I do think these two are absolute must-haves. So I'm eager to hear what you have to say. Let me know what you think, and I'm eager to hear from you. Thanks.